Good evening and thanks for joining us on the news tonight. I am Sakit Arabisala. President Bola Tinubu has sent a letter to the Senate seeking confirmation of Lieutenant General Olufemi Olatubosun Oluyede's appointment as the substantive Chief of Army Staff. A statement by Special Advisor to the President on Information and is in accordance with the provision of the 1999 Constitution as amended and the Armed Forces Act. President Tinubu appointed Oluyede as acting Chief of Army Staff on October 30 following the illness of Lieutenant General Taoreed Lagbaja, who however died on November 5. The statement assured that President Tinubu is confident about the leadership qualities, professional integrity and experience of Lieutenant General Oluyede to lead and inspire the Army to ensure national security and stability. The Minister of Defense, Mohammed Badaru, has said the federal government is committed to ending insecurity. A statement by the Defense Ministry spokesperson, Ensho Obweke, said the minister, while addressing military officers during an operational visit to Enugu State, noted that a secure environment is crucial for business growth and peace, urging the military personnel to intensify efforts to combat the regional forms of insecurity is not restricted only to a region, but also nationwide. State governors elected on the platform of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, have called on President Bola to review his administration's economic policies to address current hardship in the country. The governors made the call in a communique signed at a two-day meeting in Jos, Plateau State. The communique signed by Bauchi State Governor, Senator Bala Mohammed, who is the chairman of the Governors Forum, called on President Tinubu to urgently review both macroeconomic and fiscal policies that will address the economic hardship and improve the welfare and well-being of Nigerians. The meeting held at the Plateau State Government House, Jos, was attended by the principal organs of the party, National Working Committee, Board of Trustee, National Assembly Forum, Former Governors Forum, Former Ministers Forum, and other leaders of the party. The Office of the Accountant General for all the Federation says it will adhere to court orders regarding the disbursement of federal allocations to Rivers State following recent legal controversies surrounding the state's financial entitlements. The Director of Press and Public Relations of the Accountant General of the Federation, Bawa Mokwe, confirmed that Rivers State will be paid its due allocation. The assurance comes amid a federal High Court ruling on October 30, 2024, which directed the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, to withhold further monthly allocations to Rivers State of allegations that Governor Simeon Fubara's presentation of the 2024 budget to a four-member House of Assembly was unconstitutional. Justice Joyce of the Malik, who delivered the judgment, stated that since January 2024, allocations received and spent by the state were based on an illegitimate budget, describing it as a constitutional aberration. The Federal Civil Service Commission has denied the claim of mass sacks of workers. The head of the Civil Service Commission, through Taiwo San, the head of Press and Media Relations, denied any current mass disengagement within the civil service, emphasizing that the Commission had not received any formal recommendation for such action. According to the statement, the clarification became necessary amid a post on the verified X and the former Senator Shehu Sani, who decried the alleged sack of the affected civil servants. The post has incited panic in some federal civil servants who were gripped with fear over the security of their jobs. Recall that earlier this year, a panel was set up by the erstwhile Minister of Education, Professor Tahir Maman, to investigate the degree with the report that over 22,000 fake certificates were obtained by Nigerians from unrecognized universities in Benin and Togo, particularly between 2019 and 2023. We're due to take a break on the news at 7. We'll be back with more stories. Stay with us. thanks for joining us. It's still Osrc News at 7, reaching you live from the studios here in Orita Bele. www.osrc.ng or follow us on Facebook at Osrc TV, and on YouTube you can subscribe to our channel Osrc TV Ondo. Two other stories. The superintendent pastor of Christ Apostolic Church, Glory of God, Pastor Jacob Oweyemi, has celebrated his achievement of attaining a professorship. The significant milestone was marked by a breakfast Thanksgiving service held at the church in Akure, bringing together congregants and well-wishers. Blessing Obit reports.
Well-wishers from various backgrounds gathered to celebrate Pastor Jacob Oweyemi at a breakfast Thanksgiving service honoring his recent achievement of becoming a professor. The event held at CAC Glory of God in Akure was filled with joy as family, friends, royal dignitaries, and students from the Federal University of Technology Akure joined in praising God for his faithfulness.
What we are doing truly is the thanksgiving of amazing grace. I can see it, a person who was determined. I will see somebody who was focused, somebody who works extremely hard, somebody who has received the favor of God, and a man that is given to prayers.
Preaching on the sermon titled Divine Help, Venerable Akinyele Laseyinde spoke about individuals who have received divine assistance, highlighting Pastor Oweyemi as a testament to answered prayers.
Pastor Professor Mayowa Oweyemi is actively involved in kingdom service, material resources to the church and humanity. All can see and testify to it. And the Bible says, therefore, my beloved brethren, be steadfast, immovable, always abounding in the work of
And transformative. He encouraged the youth to pursue their studies with diligence and hard work.
Every lecturer in the university strives for one day to reach the peak of his career, and the peak of career is to attain the position of a professor. It's taking some toll, sacrifices, robbed me of leisure time, robbed me of some time I would have had with my wife, with my family. But I thank God today that above all things work together for good to those who love God. It has not been easy, but I thank God that I made it. So the focus is now on youths running after money. My advice for the youth is that the road may be rough, but you have to persevere. You need to have the spirit of resilience, ability to be able to weather every storm.
His wife, Christiana Olanike Oweyemi, along with Oba Peter Adeoye Alaanuloluwa, the Orimoro III of Aye Kingdom, praised Pastor Oweyemi's unwavering commitment to education and mentorship.
Caring husband, caring father, loving parent. I thank God for his life. I have gained so much even through him.
We are celebrating Pastor Professor Oweyemi today, and it's a kind of person that we can celebrate because he have done much to human being life. So, and he's a father to us, and we thank God for his life today.
The service culminated in a Thanksgiving session where Pastor Oweyemi, his wife, and well-wishers danced joyfully in gratitude. Blessing Obi, Osrc News.
The Full Gospel Businessmen's Fellowship International, Akure Zone, has held its 40th anniversary, gathering members from diverse backgrounds to express gratitude for their journey. The House reports that the celebration was marked by appreciation and recognition of the pioneers who laid the groundwork for the fellowship growth.
During the anniversary celebration, Zonal National Director Dr. Tunde Adu expressed gratitude for the fellowship's journey, emphasizing its mission to evangelize and draw more souls to God.
To God be the glory, it has been an awesome thing. 40 years like yesterday. God started with us 40 years, and a lot of generous.
The event also served as a platform for members to share transformative testimonies and attract new membership. Words were presented to founding members, while those who had passed away were honored posthumously.
This taught me about discipline. Your time with the opposite. A beautiful impetus for me to start the work of the ministry here in the same city of Akure. I am so blessed to be a part. Today is a day of joy for me.
I saw it as a good forum to do great and wider evangelism. And that is evangelism without barriers of church denomination. I could go to anywhere, traditional council, communities, towns, clubs, associations. I can enter anywhere for gospel. So it is a great platform.
Every seed that you sow is due for harvest at a particular time or the other. So, and that somebody is remembered even after death is very significant, and it gladdens my heart that his labor when he was in full gospel was not in vain. So I'm happy, the whole family is happy that their daddy can be recognized.
His banner over us is Lord. Praise the Lord.
With approximately 3,500 chapters across Nigeria, the fellowship encourages true Christian leadership, with about 20 chapters holding regular meetings in Akure. Joy Pius, Osrc News.
Former President Olusegun Obasanjo has appealed to African youths to avoid drug abuse as a destructive habit, but can cut lives short. Speaking at the sensitization program on drug abuse at the Olusegun Obasanjo Presidential Library, Abeokuta, Obasanjo highlighted the growing menace of drug consumption across sub-Saharan Africa, amid the notion that Africa was only being used as a transit hub for drugs coming from Latin America. Obasanjo stated that consumption of drugs in Africa has become an issue growing worse over the last decade. The former president urged those grappling with addiction not to conceal their struggles, but to seek help to escape the catastrophic consequences of drug abuse, including untimely death. Outside Nigeria now, rescue experts in South Africa have lowered a camera into a disused gold mine to check on the state of hundreds
mine shafts. These mine rescue experts prepare a camera to find out what is below. Nobody else is allowed on the site, including volunteers from the miners' committee who last lowered food a week ago. Police say the miners are refusing to come out. The gold teams here are about 2.5 kilometers deep. The camera meant to show how the rescue operation should proceed. Rights groups and relatives say progress is too slow and the government is still not the police responsibility to deliver food.
Some of them, it appears they do not want to come out. So at one point, and I want this to be on record, at one point, police will not expect them to be negotiating with criminals.
Rights groups have been asking if all those below are really the masterminds of organised crime or the victims.
This nearby township was built about 70 years ago under the apartheid government to house workers when the gold mines opened. Most have since closed. One of the few ways to make a living is collecting bricks from abandoned demolished shops and houses, which is what these women say they were doing just to be able to afford a meal. Masaha Salboni said her husband has been in the disused mine for 3 months.
We're trying whatever we can as mothers when our husbands go underground to seek a living. But right now, our husbands are locked in that shaft and some are dead. We don't know if they're among the dead or if they're alive.
The army has also been involved in the crackdown on informal mining of the shaft. Police say the crackdowns is taking away their livelihoods and possibly their loved ones' lives. Tolulope Oyebode, Osrc News.
There is disappointment over a new funding pledge to help poorer nations battle the effects of climate change. A draft proposal at the latest Climate Summit would see rich countries pay $250 billion a year by 2035. But developing countries say it's way short of what they need. Kemisola Ajamu has more.
Activists in Azerbaijan's capital marched in silence to symbolically veto a draft climate change deal in the agreement, while the countries will pay $250 billion a year to developing nations to help them adapt for far below the $1.3 trillion a year they have been aiming for at the UN climate change in Baku.
Developed countries are offering $250 billion when developing countries need trillions. It's like bringing a garden hose into a wildfire. It is outrageously inadequate.
Of the draft deal say by failing to provide more climate finances, wealthy governments are burdening responsibilities to poorer nations. Industrialized countries, including China, India, the US, and the European Union, produce 83% of carbon emissions responsible for climate change in 2022, while low-income countries, many of which already face the harshest impact of climate change, produced less than 1% of greenhouse gas pollution.
It is so far from what they have asked for. It is so far from what our communities need on the ground. It will ensure that we blow the carbon budget, that nobody, the transition away